Now, it's very, very important that we talk about some things, especially in code or out of code. This particular statement is kind of confusing, but you will get it when you get it, which is, if you want the relationship to work, don't tell your partner these 4 things. Secrets in relationships are a double-edged sword. Sometimes you keeping a secret can ruin your relationship. Sometimes you keeping a secret can save your relationship. So what are some things that are for sure not supposed to be spoken about in relationships, or at least some things you don't speak about very early on in the relationship? Later on, you can still have these conversations. I think it's very, very vital for us to actually ask ourselves, are there some things in your relationship that you wouldn't necessarily talk about?
I wouldn't like go as far as calling it a secret. I'd just say there's some mystery that you need to, you know, keep going on. Don't always just come and say everything about you. You know, like, keep some mystery to yourself. You don't have to be telling your business all the time. Let them find out things about you organically, as opposed to you dumping all your problems on them on day one. My father died, my mother died, I am an orphan, I have abandonment issues, blah, blah, blah. No, let them find out these things in a more organic way.
Yeah, I think there's one subject of conversation which I don't think, regardless of whether or not you're in a relationship, long-term, short-term, whatever, that you should be bringing up, and that is your ex. Unless your partner actually asks you about your exes, it's very vital that you don't bring this up, because many things do happen. One, you tell them about your exes and what they used to do to you or for you, and then they start to replicate the same. Because they realize, this guy got away with so little. So the minimal effort you've already gotten accustomed to is the minimum effort that you will continue to get. Or 2, you will now start giving them pressure to keep up with that particular lifestyle that you didn't have, which doesn't help your relationship. It really just hurts your relationship. And number 3, it just brings a sour taste in someone's mouth. It's like, it's just weird. Like, I don't know, imagine telling your current partner how your ex used to flip you like a panini. Like, you know, having sexual conversations about how your ex would do you and stuff like that. Of course, that's going to make someone feel uncomfortable. So let's just try and avoid these ex conversations altogether, because it really doesn't help anyone.
And also keeping your weaknesses to yourself. There are people who want to be very vulnerable very early on in the relationship so that this other person knows what they're getting into. But sometimes when you tell people how badly you are treated in a previous relationship, or how badly people have been treating you, they don't see it as a cautionary tale. They see it as, this is the standard for you. This is how you expect to be treated. You know, if so-and-so got away with not calling you at all, maybe I can get away with not calling you for 3 days, you know. So have a standard, please, my sister. It's that viral thing. Have a standard, please. Don't go in there saying how, you know, blah, blah, blah. If you're always praising somebody else, you know, in my previous relationship, I used to be flued out, I used to be this and this and this and this, immediately you've set a standard. They're like, oh, this baby's used to, you know, a good life. She's used to luxury. She's used to being treated nicely. But if you go in with, Aki, imagine me, I used to be a suffering servant, an understanding girlfriend, that also sets the standard. Like, huyu ako sawa tu, is an understanding girlfriend. Even if I got into the relationship with very good intentions, I'm always going to look at it like, but you know, she's experienced way worse. So what else? What more could she expect from me?
I really do agree with that. And this one I think I've heard a lot, especially, but I still don't understand where I lie with this particular one, which is, be cautious about sharing your family secrets. I think this one is kind of one of those where, I don't know, I'm still undecided about what I feel about this particular statement. However, family secrets can be very, very daunting. If, for instance, you guys have some weird, I don't know. I don't know what would cause. I'm really trying to think of. I think in general, what the gist is that if your partner starts to lose respect for your family, ultimately they'll start to lose respect for you. So that is the gist which I look at it from. However, it is very important for your partner to know where you're coming from. in terms of how you were raised. So that's why I'm saying it's a very confusing one. I think the takeaway here is try and make sure that you don't show disrespect of your family in front of your partner, because then they will also start to disrespect them, and eventually you will also stop getting their respect. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. And also the talk of the body count. I feel like this is very irrelevant information. As long as you are not passing diseases or anything dangerous to this other person, I don't really feel like your body count should be a topic of discussion. And if your do or die, if your relationship, working or not working, is based off of you revealing how many people you've slept with, maybe that's not a relationship for you. It sounds very mature. It sounds very high school relationship. You know, what's your body count and so on and so forth. So unless it comes off very organically, or maybe you volunteer the information, but why would you want to know, you know? So yeah, the sexual history shouldn't be a thing that you're always questioning, unless it's affecting what's going on currently in your life.
Yeah, sex with literally anyone except from the person you're having it with really shouldn't be a conversation that needs to be brought up. You know, it's not only is it crass, it also just it always makes the other person feel awkward. So why would you do that to someone else? Really, truly, why would you do that? Like, why? What is your intention there? Anyway, what you can summarize this by saying is every single relationship is very unique. Every single relationship dynamic is unique to just you. I know we say that everyone is going through the same things, but how we get to the same things, and you know, the phases of relationships are different at different intervals. So make sure that you read your relationship and you work according to it. Maybe your partner wants to know your body count, and it's very, very important to them for whatever reason, because they're feeling like they have a high body count, so they're trying to justify it. Maybe then tell them what your body count is. I don't know. For some of these things, really, you have to read the room, one, and be careful of your relationship and where you're at in your relationship, and then use that information to or for you. Otherwise, it will work against you. That's my take.
Yeah. I don't have anything
You don't
else.
have a summary?
Yeah, I don't have a summary
Anyway,
for that.
that's been our show. We hope it's been helpful. Either way, try and keep your relationships happy and healthy. And how you do that is communication, communication, communication. Until next week, tomorrow, same time, same place. My name is Kathomi Kathomi.
And my name is Turi Faye. Happy Thursday.